Okay, so in the final of these touch-up videos, we're going to look at getting the image to have a more of a kind of like healthy glow, I suppose, is what you call it. So far what we've done, we've sharpened up the jawline, we've sharpened up this section, we've removed the red eye, and we've got rid of some of these spots and blemishes. Okay, so we're here with this image. So this is not necessarily the way that a lot of media might do this, but this is a very, very quick way of doing it. So we're going to try and kind of make the whole image a lot warmer. So there's two quick tools we can use to do that with. So there's firstly, if we go to image and adjustments, there's the brightness and contrast. Okay, now obviously because the brighter it is, the whiter it becomes. So if I take my brightness down a little bit, okay, you don't want it too dark, because if you start going down here, it gets really quite dark. But we'll take the darkness down a little bit, and then the contrast is the difference between the colours. Now in an image like this with a slightly different background colour, it means that the main foreground, the front, will be picked out a lot more. So I'm going to move my contrast, I'm going to move it quite high, and you should notice that he's kind of got the colours kind of got a bit deeper in his skin, and he's kind of picked out more from the background. He doesn't blend into the background quite as much as he did before. So there, we've got our brightness and we've got a contrast. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my hue and saturation. Okay, so that was under image. I'll show you that again quickly. Image, adjustments again, hue and saturation. The hue is kind of the overall colours that are in it. So what overall colour there's going to be. So if I change these, it will kind of go more to that colour. Okay, well we don't want to change it to a specific colour. If we start going into the reds, going up here into the reds, well, it actually starts going a bit blue, but it starts to look a little bit alien, a little bit silly really. So we want to be back here on 0. I might type 0 in there. What we're going to do is we're going to change the saturation. So we're going to saturate it, and if you notice it starts from a light and gets darker. So if we just add more of this saturation to it, it becomes kind of like brighter and kind of like redder. Now you don't want too much, otherwise it looks like he's been exercising too much or he's got some sort of skin condition. So we don't want that. So we're just going to go a little bit further forward, and it's only little touches sometimes that make a big difference. So I'm going to pop it about 23, I think. Yeah, that looks okay. So he's looking a little bit brown around here and around here. So there we go. So I've now clicked OK. Now I'm not saying by any means this is a perfect image, a perfect edit, but what we have done is we've edited it in such a point that we've changed the way this person looks. So this person originally looked like that. Okay, I'm going to move that to the side, and we'll scroll in a little bit just to show it. And now the version that we have got with just a little bit of touching up, not a massive amount of touching up, looks, jumped right away, let's come back, looks like this. Drag it back out to here. Sorry, the computer goes a bit slow because Photoshop is such a big program. So there we go, let's move that next to each other. So we can see that we've got rid of the red eye, we've made kind of the jaw a bit stronger around here, there's more of a sharpness around here, less blur. And so we've removed the red eye. You can see a lot of these spots around here are gone. Okay, so smoother skin. Obviously if I was working for the media, I would do a lot more work on that to get rid of it, particularly in these areas. And we've given him a slightly more reddish glow, okay, that looks more than this one, looks like he's been out in the sun more, so kind of technically what we consider a more healthy complexion. And very quickly, in not much time, we've changed an image. Okay, this image is a fake now. This is not real. Okay, we've touched it up with computer. This is the real person here. Okay, and you know, there's nothing wrong with the original image. Maybe the red eye removal, that's a really good thing to get because that just makes the image look a bit nicer. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with that person in the first image. But by using Photoshop, you can very quickly change the way someone looks. You can very quickly kind of make them into what you can consider a more traditional, well, not traditional, but a more media savvy media version of beauty. Okay, so I'm hoping that by doing this, you will now be aware, potentially, when you're looking around in kind of bookshops, magazines, on the TV, of what people do to change the way people look, and actually it's a false version of beauty. Anyway, have a go at those tools. If you do finish that, try and find another image and see what touch-ups using those tools you can do with that image.